The people who knew and loved these two women will still have to wait weeks to find out their killer's fate. Thank you for joining us on the Night Beat. I'm Amanda Hall.
And I'm Russ McCaskey. Today, the jury recommended that Wade Wilson be put to death for the 2019 murders of two women in Cape Coral, but the judge isn't ready to give a final sentence just yet. The Night Beat's Haley Zarconi joins us now live at the Lee County Courthouse. So, Haley, how are people reacting knowing that the jury recommended death?
Amanda, Russ, this came as no surprise to neighbors of one of the victims as they heard that a majority of the jury is in favor of Wilson getting the death penalty. These neighbors say they don't blame the jury in the slightest after hearing what Wilson did to their neighbor and another innocent woman. Wade Wilson, the man found guilty of killing two innocent women, has his life in the hands of a jury and a judge.
We, the jury, find by a vote of 9-3.
In less than 2 hours Tuesday, the jury came to their decision. And if you look closely again at that clip, you'll see Wilson realize he's just one decision away from death.
We, the jury, find by a vote of 9-3 that Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death. We, the jury, find by a vote of 10-2 that Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death.
The judge will now determine if Wilson should be put to death or spend the rest of his life behind bars without chance for parole. Cape Coral Police Chief Anthony Sizemore says while this isn't a done deal, we're one step closer.
A long time coming is my first thought. The first step in this process was the guilty verdict days ago, and then step number 2 was the sentencing. I had a really good feeling that this was going to be the outcome.
Just next door to where one of the victims, Christine Melton, once lived, neighbors share that same sentiment.
I would agree. I mean, may as well put him to death before he does it again, whether it's in jail or out of jail, for sure.
It's been 5 years since Melton and Diane Ruiz were killed, and now their families are less than a month away from closure. If you had anything to say to the families of the victims today, what would it be?
I would say that I hope today is the beginning of the peace process for you. It's very difficult to do that when all of these things are looming, from the raw nature of the crime to the delays that can be very painful, reliving these incidents at the trial, pins and needles, not really knowing, until the verdict is read.
Now the process continues on July 23rd when the judge gives their verdict. And that courtroom has watched as Wade Wilson was found guilty, and now they'll wait to find out his fate. On the Night Beat, Haley Zarconi, Wink News.